discussion meeting about district contribution begins. Meeting call to order. So we will start the meeting with a Rotary invocation. I request our Sergeant at Arms, Dr. Gladys Bathma, to read the Rotary invocation.
Rotary prayer. O God, creator and preserver of mankind, we thank thee for inspiring our founder with the principles of Rotary based on high ideals of morality. We implore thee to help us Rotarians to imbibe deeply the true Rotary spirit and to labor incessantly for the establishment of peace and goodwill among all people, for the elimination of all bars of color, creed, and clime, for the removal of economic and social barriers, and for the proper understanding of the sanctity of human personality and the dignity of labor, so that all individuals, all families, and all nations may live in amity and fellowship, and unite round thy holy feet, and hail thee as thou really art, our one, true, eternal, and all-loving God. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, good evening to all my dear friends. Now it is a meeting about, it's going to be a meeting about tier of contribution, and there is district contribution. It is an overview and about the opportunities which we can enjoy also through TRF. And we have got officers from our district, Delhi office, Reserve office. They are going to enlighten us with the ideas regarding global grants and TRF also. So on behalf of District 3212, I give a very cordial welcome to the officers from Reservo. There is Madam Sakuntala Raho, a fund development manager. Hearty welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And, on behalf of all the members of RID 3212, I give a cordial welcome to Mr. Saurav Singh, Fund Development Officer from Reservo. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, DG.
And I sincerely welcome my dear friends from our district, and very particularly our past district governor, Dr. Chinnathurai Abdullah. Hearty welcome to you, doctor. And my sincere welcome to our past district governor, Rotarian Dr. Sheikh Salim, and also our our Rotarian Arumugam Selvam, who is a DRF Grants Chairman. I think they are all going to help us for getting the global grants and all. And hearty welcome to all of you. And we have got our own AGs present here and few Rotarians also. Those who are really interested in global grants are there to listen to what will be shared today. So hearty welcome to each and every one of you. And my sincere welcome to our District General Secretary, Rotarian Alexander Manuel, and also our District Sergeant at Arms, Dr. Gladys Bathma, and everyone else present here. Once again, my welcome to every one of you here, and let us all be benefited by what is going to happen today, and let us listen to what will be shared, and if we have chances, we will clarify our doubts also. So thanks for your presence, and let us participate in this discussion meet.
So shall we start now?
Yes, ma'am.
So DG Jacinta, with your approval, we are starting the session now. And firstly, we are so glad that the entire district team has taken it so seriously and you have all participated. I know it's a very busy time, but DG is there, DG's team is there. That is very encouraging for us. And surely we look forward to working with you throughout the year. And we are extra excited because we have a lady district governor, which is very rare in Rotary. So we are very excited to work with your district. And so firstly, to start with, I would say that District 3212 has lot of potential, and we just wanted to share with you. Maybe you are already aware, but some areas we wanted to discuss with you. What are the areas we can focus together? So sometimes what happens, district is making say 200 to $300,000 every year, and we think that is the limit and that is the best we can do. So last year he did over $500,000, and surely we can target a $1 million of contribution. I'll give you one small example. 3202 used to do a total contribution in the district of $200 to $300,000. In 1 year, they got a AKS member who gave $250,000 right away in one contribution. Till that time, in so many years, nobody thought 3202 could have an AKS member from the district, because the total contribution itself for the entire district was 200,000 to 300,000. And with one AKS gift of $250,000, the district jumped to $500,000. And now continuously it has come to what happens then in subsequent years, the district team feels, okay, this much is very much possible, let us think something beyond this. So $500,000 becomes a bar, minimum bar to move forward in foundation. In District 3212, we specifically tried to focus with me and my colleague Saurav Singh, so that we focus on the areas where we can work together, and there are many areas which a district hasn't yet touched. So some of the areas we wanted to highlight now, and let's see how much is possible, how much you think is feasible, what are the areas you think you are comfortable working with, and accordingly we will be taking it forward. And just to let you know, Saurav Singh is based in Bangalore, and he is supposed to work very closely with district in the southern region. So now the travel is not possible, but then if travels open up, he is more expected to travel to the districts in the southern region. So he will be working very closely with you, and I'm part of the team, so we will do it together. So I would request that I share the screen. I will have a brief presentation, and then we can have the question answer session. Whatever queries you have, we can take it forward. I'll just open the presentation. So are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I take this forward. So we are two of us, and along with us, there are 4 more colleagues in the fund development team, and in the entire foundation team, we are a total of 14 staff in the RISAO. Part of it in the grants, part in CSR, and others in contribution recognitions and major gifts, so that we are handling. So I'm taking care of the contribution recognition, major gifts, and other donor services. To start with, you have seen the district fundraising analysis, which I think you regularly focus on. So here I just wanted to focus in this area of the annual fund. So where you see at a certain year it reached over almost close to 400,000, and then it has been decreasing. So if the district had done close to 400,000 in 17-18, definitely by now we have a potential of $500,000 in annual fund itself. So we will explore how do we reach that $500,000 in annual fund, so that your DDF in subsequent years is also significant and you are able to do lot of projects. When the district is able to do lot of projects, that itself is a very fantastic idea of fundraising. So we will see how it leads to further fundraising in the district. Polio, though we know it is almost at the fag end, and the districts are many of them think that polio is almost eradicated. But last year we did see a significant jump in polio contribution in most of the districts. So in the polio contribution, we can also think of ways of enhancing the contribution towards polio program. We will come to the other giving. So other giving will include CSR funds from corporate. It will include contributions to global grants. It will also include directed gifts. So how these gifts can be encouraged in the districts, how other districts are doing it, I would like to share some of the success stories. Coming to endowment fund, here in 2018-19 we have seen $47,000 or more than that coming to endowment fund. So how is it that the endowment fund has dropped significantly thereafter? So in 17-18 and 18-19, around that year, there were endowment fund contributions coming, slowly I stopped getting any queries on endowment fund. So somehow the donors are not very convinced on endowment fund. Somehow they are not very much motivated and don't see it as a good opportunity to support foundation. So let us go back to the prospective donors and convince them that this is also a very good way and what are the benefits the donor club would get. So let us focus on all these areas as we take it up one by one for the district 3212. So if we look at the major donor states, these are the levels of major donors you have in your district. So if you have donors like in the first level, it is 71. So we can share with you some of the reports which will show the donors who have already given around above $10,000, $15,000, and so from the district you can approach these number of donors to reach the second level. That is your immediate response, immediate area. Also we can say the low hanging fruits which we can approach for enhancing the district's contribution. So we can share with you the donor total giving. So donors who are close to major donor level 2 and who have already crossed major donor level 1. So that is an area where we can focus our activity to encourage these major donors. So what is the additional way of encouraging the major donors? You highlight these donors in the GML, district governors publication, monthly communication which goes out. You announce their name in some events. Of course the district would be doing that. So with photographs and all, that's a good encouragement and districts do that. So that is one area we can focus. Those who I can see 15 major donors in level 2. So we can approach some of them to reach the higher level, and this way we can approach and get some major donors to our next level. So that itself is going to get in a considerable amount of funds. Now if we go back to the district fundraising analysis, here if you see the non-giving clubs, so non-giving clubs has been very significant last year. 80 non-giving clubs last year. In spite of that, their total contribution was 600,000. So can we think of any special recognition or motivation to the club so that I wouldn't say 100% contributing club, though last year many of the districts have achieved 100% contributing club. So there is lot of focus on clubs participation by the trustees, by the zone leaders, RRFCs, because there is a severe crunch in the annual fund. So all of you know the World Fund match has been decreased. So lot of focus on the annual fund, and we are requesting districts to achieve 100% contributing clubs so that the annual fund kitty increases in the district. So can the district look for a $50 per Rotarian? If it is more, even we can think of a $30 per Rotarian, but let all the Rotarian contribute to foundation. Let the club president get a recognition from the district. So from the DG Jacinta side, there can be a certificate, something like gold certificate, silver certificate. You can start a gold challenge in the district that clubs who achieve 100% giving to foundation will be recognized in the district. So one target would be to have 100% club contributing. So eventually we might get 70%, 80% of the clubs contributing. So this is another area we will have to focus. The next is we focus on major donors to enhance their level and reach the higher level of giving. And these are the areas within the Rotarian what we can explore. Now, these are the opportunities. So enhancing the major donor level, encouraging them to move to the next level. There is also the Paul Harris Society members. So we can share with you list of Rotarians who are giving every year. There may be very few, but they may be giving to Rotary every year. So we can approach them to sign a commitment form that they would give $1,000 every year. So if they are giving $1,000 every year, they will be recognized as Paul Harris Society members. They get a very beautiful pin Paul Harris Society pin, which is a separate recognition. So that itself, and you can announce them in the GML of the district. District can have their own recognition. Like District Jacinta can have a certificate signed by him, signed by the DG and DRFC. You can also get the signature of the zone leaders, the RRFC, ZMGS for specific donor. So some recognition within the district is also very encouraging for the Rotarians to make a contribution to foundation. Now, identifying the major gifts, the endowment fund and the directed gifts, and supporting major projects. So let me see what is the major gifts. In this endowment fund, we find that there are 3 endowment funds from the district and 1 CSR. Endowment funds were initiated and established quite a few years back, and since then there is not a single endowment fund. So I would request that you highlight these endowment funds, these existing endowment funds in your GML, and you reach out to the donor club that this is your earnings from the endowment. So every year the endowment fund will have some spendable earnings which comes in your district. If you reach out to the donor club that these are the earnings, say $600, $1,000, $1,200, and would you like to do a project, any activity in your community? Once the donor club knows that every year they are able to do a project with the earnings and they have the facility to request district team that they have a activity as per their choice, they would like to come up with more endowment funds from the district. So when first we will have to identify a possible donor who is able to make a major gift and encourage him that with his earnings, his club will be able to do some projects around the community. So that itself is encouraging, and the donor can give $8,500 in the first year and sign the pledge agreement. He is immediately then getting a major donor level 2 recognition. So he is making a commitment of $25,000, but actually he is giving $8,500 now. But he gets a recognition of major donor level 2. So that is also very motivating for the donor. But across the district, I have seen what motivates the donor most is establishing the legacy. So a donor is able to name the endowment fund in the name of his parents. It can be in the name of his children, name of his spouse, or any loved one in the family. And this endowment remains with foundation year after year till perpetuity. Every year there is some earnings coming to the district as part of DDF, and the donor club is doing a project in the name of the donor or the name of the parents in whose name the endowment is established. So this is very appealing to the donor that he is establishing an endowment as a tribute to his parents, maybe lovingly in the name of the children, so that the children gets associated and engaged with the philanthropic work of Rotary. So this thing is also very appealing. So if you are talking to the donor next time, please talk to them about the endowment fund legacy establishment, that please established in the name of your parents, and there is some good work which will continue forever in the name of your parents. So that is very appealing. And to reach out to the corporate for CSR funds, we have something in detail at the end, which will come at the after the discussion on some other important areas. On the online reports, I would request my colleague Saurabh to explain how the can access the online reports, which will be very helpful and gives very helpful information regarding foundation. So Saurabh, can you please talk on the online reports?
Yes. So, ma'am, thank you so much. And once again, I would like to thank DG Jacinta, who were really instrumental and helped us to hold this meeting. I would also like to thank all the PDGs here and every one of us who has taken out our time from the hectic schedule for this meeting. So as we now know that everything is going online, even this meeting is online. So
Sir, can you increase the audio a little bit?
1 second.
Audio is very poor.
Actually, you can others can mute that also.
Yeah, I think. So I think my audio is at 100%. Am I audible now? Better?
Yes, actually there are other sounds. If you can understand mute, that will help.
Maybe host can mute everyone and then I'll unmute myself.
10th school la பதிஞ்சிட்டாங்க 12th
May I request the host to mute everyone, please?
Madam, host yaar, madam?
Oh, I am the host. I'll just check.
Okay.
Muted all, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much. So, yeah, let me thank once again DG Jacinta and all the PDGs present here and all the assistant governors and each one of us who have taken out our time to come for this meeting. We just saw how Shakuntala ma'am had given us the data about the district. Now I'm very thankful that I have this opportunity to talk on the online reports. So I'll straight away go to my slides and we just need to go on rotary.org. This is the global website and under which you have to select, you can see I have highlighted My Rotary. So once you click on My Rotary, then it takes you to myrotary.org. Ma'am, next slide, please.
Yes.
So once you go on the myrotary.org, then you need to come, you can see here, there are a lot of reports that you can see, a lot of resources, in fact, learn by role, learn by topic. So the recognition which you are holding in Rotary, you can go by that. You can also read different policies and procedures. And there are also learning centers, webinars, a lot of resources are available. Now I'll take you on the next slide, what kind of reports, how to access. Ma'am, next please. Right. So from the same tab, you have to select foundation reports. Under foundation reports, you find two different heads. There would be club giving. You can access from which club you are. You can also have the access to the district total giving. Next, ma'am. Okay. So once you log in, the very important thing I would like to mention here is that to access, you can see we have a series of reports available online. So under club reports, there are Paul Harris Fellow Report, Club Foundation Banner, Club Fundraising Analysis, Paul Harris Society reports. So ideally we get a lot of requests and we send you those reports by pulling, but you also have the access which can be downloaded at your end with very ease. Anytime you want, you can do that. Under district also, you have a lot of reports similarly. Monthly contribution reports you can see for the complete district. You can see what is the performance in Polio Plus report, what's happening in the front of endowment fund, and especially for club officers, there are two specific reports. Along with all these, they can have current club officer giving report and also incoming club officer giving reports. Now to access all this, we have seen that there are a lot of Rotary members who have not accessed just because they never tried or they have not been able to log in. So my request here would be to give it a try. Just go on the rotary.org, try to create your ID and password. It's very simple. It will ask you for very few basic details, like how you open any email account on any of the servers. And in a similar fashion, once you log in successfully, you can see all these reports. So this will save your time and you can serve yourself better as well. Next one. So this was on the online reports, how to do. Now we will talk on CSR projects, opportunities, what are the areas, companies. So this part will be taken care by me and Shakuntala ma'am jointly.
Okay, so before we come to that topic, actually I stopped sharing the screen because I wanted to focus on something very important. Now that we have talked on endowment funds, which starts with $25,000. So also when I am talking of major gifts, that is we are targeting say a total contribution of $1 million. So I'll give another example like District 3231. when the district was split 3230. So nobody thought 3231 would do well, and it's a very rural and remote area. So district said no, we don't have much potential. Okay, so first year I think it did not work much. Then we had DG Jawaharlal Jain. In his year, total contribution was 1.3 million from the district. And while everybody thought it's a very rural and remote area, and Rotarians would not be able to give. After that, the contribution fell to $100,000, 200,000 total. So it's all about mindset, and if we target, definitely we can achieve a very great fundraising goal. So just for example, say 2,000 of your members agree to give $50. Right away, you are getting $100,000. Okay. There may be a bunch of Rotarians who say they are willing to give $25 only. So we can explore that also. So we can at least target around $300,000 from the annual fund. So from polio, why don't you encourage the Interact clubs and the Rotaract clubs to reach out to their schools and the colleges? I will tell you, there are districts who have raised more than $100,000 through the Interacts by promoting that selling of coupons, selling of some gift coupons and all for the polio program. And these small contributions are very much, something Interactors and Rotaractors are very good in working at. So from polio contribution, you can target $150,000 from the polio. So total you are coming to $400,000 or $450,000. Okay. Now in endowment fund, why don't we reach out to the existing endowment fund donors and also ask them to motivate members in their club? We already have the endowment fund donors who have not made a contribution over the last few years. So what donor who could make $25,000 in one go, how is it that donor is not willing to make any additional contribution? So we have to reach out to these donors, convince how the endowment fund can work, how he can do some projects through his club with the spendable earnings. So with that approach, we can ask these endowment fund donors to add to their endowment. They can add $5,000 to their existing endowment. They can add $10,000. It need not be $25,000. But if you are going to each of the 3 or 4 donors to add on to their existing endowment, say $10,000, you can get at least $40,000 from here. Then let us know, if you want to have some prospective donors talk only on endowment, that also we can come and talk only, because we have done lot of such sessions only on endowment fund with districts, and district 3291 came up with 2 endowment funds last year, and there were a lot of virtual meetings on specific areas of foundation. So if you have a donor to convince, we can obviously come forward. And so one area is to ask the existing donor to come out with additional gifts to their endowment. So their endowment fund gift value will increase. Obviously, the earnings will also increase in the subsequent years. Then we have also, through these donors, we can approach some of the prospective donors. They need not give $25,000 now. They can give $8,500 now and sign the pledge agreement of completing the endowment in 3 years. So they become major donor level 2. So that is one motivation what they can do to enhance their contribution of the district. So this way, in addition to the $40,000, you get another 3-4 who are willing to give, additional 8,500. So we say get around $70,000 to $80,000 from here. We can encourage clubs to jointly form an endowment. Members coming together, each of them can give $2,000, $3,000, and collectively give $25,000 to the Rotary Foundation towards endowment fund. So $100,000 at least you can target for the endowment fund from the district. Now, how does I saw the directed gift hasn't picked up in the district, so I am sure somehow the directed gift concept has not, communicated well from our side. Because districts had made $1 million, even with $2 million, when the total contributions come, $1 million came only from directed gift. It's a huge potential because directed gift can be made by any corporate, any Rotarian, any non-Rotarian, any family foundation. So any of these entities can give a directed gift of $30,000. When he is giving $30,000, you straight away you are doing a global grant. You need not have a international partner. So the international partner is not required to give any portion of the project fund. You are doing without international partner. Straight away you go with the global grant application. Say you are doing a COVID project now. You are providing medical equipments in a hospital. You are supporting a primary health center. You are supporting any, say, take a disease prevention area of focus. You ask the Rotarians in the area to add $1,000 to the project, which is not a big thing. If they see a COVID project, a hospital being done by the district in their locality, I'm sure you will get many non-Rotarian also to contribute. Say they give $1,000 to $2,000. You will say, within a month or so, when you promote the project, $50,000 is nothing to add up to the directed gift. So $30,000 comes from the donor. Another $40,000 to $50,000 comes from the district, different Rotarian. And you can add DDF, which will have foundation matching of 80%. Eventually, you will be able to do a project of $100,000 and the donor will be amazed with the potential of Rotary. That is what the donor is attracted to, or the corporate gets attracted. He is giving $30,000 and eventually a project of $100,000 is made. And for the district, it entirely leads to a significant fundraising. And districts are using this global grant route to enhance the projects, enhance the impact on the society, and also increase the fundraising in the district. So your global grant route itself is a fantastic opportunity, and directed gift has added advantage that you are not required to have an international partner. You can straight away go for the global grant route. So that is another area. Once you start, your major gifts and the global grant route will definitely lend you another $500,000. So once you start the conversation, you can definitely reach the route. In addition, we will talk on the corporate, how the CSR funds can come. So in the CSR, there is a slight change in the CSR model. We can have a separate session on CSR if your team would like to, because now you don't need international partner. You did not go through the global grant route. Entire CSR application review approval will now be done at the RISAO office. So it takes much lesser time. It takes doesn't need international partner authorization, all those long and time-consuming processes. So now you just have to approach a CSR corporate entity in your area, and let's see how what are the focus areas. Some of the corporates which me and my colleague Saurav has identified. So this is Saurav. Can you please go through organization-wise? These are the organization based around Kanyakumari and which are approachable by your team. So you can consider if you would like to reach out to these organizations with some projects in this specific area. So I will request Saurav, you can detail the focus areas of these organizations.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. So when I was doing the ground research, I got to know that Kanyakumari, so these are the companies which I have listed. It's BHEL, Fidelity Investment, ADP, Caterpillar, Code. So these are basically all either the MNC's company headquartered either in Kanyakumari, or they have a branch office situated in Kanyakumari. Now, why I did this research, the reason is whenever we are approaching a corporate, it has been seen that those companies want to do projects in and around that area where they are. So you can also see here that the area of focus, health, environment, education, skill development, basic needs, education, diversity and inclusion. Now here you can see what the common thing is. We have 7 areas of focus. So if you look at those Rotary 7 areas of focus and the areas of focus of these companies, we have almost 90 to 95% match. Why so? Because we also, and these companies also are following United Nations Development Goals. So the area of focus remains same. I also tried to get some project idea which they have funded in recent past. So if you look at BHEL, they are very much active in AIDS and appliances, which can be part of leprosy treatment. Fidelity Investment had done a lot of support to COVID and school funding they have done. In terms of ADP, I would say they have done STEM education, which is basically the education with the help of IT and the practical learning. And they have also done makeshift hospitals before COVID as well, and in during the COVID also. Caterpillar basically on basic education, environment, and they have done projects like road safety and tree plantation. You can also look at the budget simultaneously. So BHEL has a major chunk of 63 crores. Then we have ADP on 18.5 and Cone on 17.3 crores. So funds are available, yes, and all this. So when I'm saying BHEL 63 crores, this is basically their national budget. But some part of it will also be driven in the area of Kanyakumari. Next, please, ma'am. Okay. So now how we can move forward is what we need to discuss here. So these are some of the possible projects which the clubs can prepare. So if you look at the disease prevention and treatment, now every company is either rooted completely, all of their funds, or they are willing to do so, either on COVID awareness and preparedness. Now, of course, once if we are done with the second wave, now post-COVID thing is very much going on these days. And Fortis, as we all know, it's a hospital, and they are doing all the projects through their own Fortis Foundation. Similarly, on WASH, so the possible projects can be a hand washing stations in school, and companies we can approach would be something like Eureka Forbes. So these are basically just one or two examples which I have taken. So any company, let's say Eureka Forbes is into water treatment plant. So most of the company which will be having their business in similar line would mostly, require projects in the same line as well. So in maternal and child health, we can have something like promoting healthcare, let's say in the government schools or in the communities. And we can touch in companies similar to TVS Motors or TVS Motor itself. If you look at basic education, then ITC Limited, primary education and vocational training can be one of them. For community economic development, we can prepare a projects around skilling persons with disability, and we can approach banks. Axis Bank could be one of them. Same in terms of supporting the environment. The very simple and the basic project can be a tree plantation or installing air quality monitoring system, and BHEL kind of companies we can approach. Thank you. Ma'am, you are muted.
So yeah, so just to summarize, so basically we can look at firstly that all Rotarians contribute whatever amount is convenient, that this is the time foundation needs the maximum support. That is one area we are approaching the Rotarian for any value. The other is to lift projects from club and highlight it for a humanitarian value, and encourage Rotarians, all non-Rotarians, corporate, non-corporate, foundations, any trust, to come forward and add to the value of the project. So that itself is going to lead to the significant amount. And in Southern District, there is lot of potential for endowment fund. People have appreciated the opportunity for the naming opportunity, so that they establish their legacy in the name of their loved one. So let us approach on those lines and approach some of the selected very prospective donors. Bring them in a very exclusive, dedicated meetings with your team and give focus on the major gifts, so we can focus on those areas, and together let's promote it as $1 million district. Once you do it, the team gets motivated. This is something very much doable, and so wish you all the good luck. And now we open up for all the question answer you would have. We will be happy to respond.
So dear friends, The floor is open for your discussion, so you can ask any question. They are here, ready to answer, ready to clarify our doubt. If there is any question, please raise up.
Good evening, ma'am. I have a question. In CSR funds, if there are more than one company, they can join together and do any project. That is, 2-3 companies can join, put in their CSR funds and do a project.
Sir, the challenge is foundation says in the reporting part. So if funds coming from different sources, it will be difficult in reporting how funds of each company was utilized. There may be some mixing. It will be difficult to identify the activities from each supported by each company. Can we have 3 separate applications? Because now the minimum value is no longer $30,000. I think it has come down to $21,000.
Okay.
So yes, so you may be able to do 3 separate application, which is doable.
No, madam. Madam, his question is whether this 21,000 can be shared by 2 companies jointly.
Oh no,
That is his
sir.
question.
No, sir. I think one global grant should have
Yeah,
one
that is-
partner.
Yeah.
It can be. They can give as a cash contribution to the project, not as a CSR. So they cannot mention CSR in the letter, but you just contribute that organization or a corporate is giving to support the project as cash contribution. So that
No,
is
madam,
fine.
that will be a problem for the company
Yes,
because they will
yes.
be earmarking their CSR funds for that. So the cash
Yes.
contribution will not be accountable in CSR
Right. That
for the
is
particular
challenge.
company.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
if
so
I
that
may
will
add
not
here,
work.
Yes,
actually.
please, Saurabh. Yeah.
if I may add here, sir, even the utilization, getting utilization for that particular company can be difficult.
Yeah, that is a challenge.
Because let's say if 3 companies like BHEL or Axis Bank, they want to do a joint project. So the thing is, when they are asking as part of their CSR compliance about the UC, then it will be very difficult to decide that which budget of which company has gone to which utilization.
And
So
the
if
bank
there is
can-
one utilization,
Excuse me, sir. See, supposing we go for a tree plantation, say, let us say we are planting 50,000 trees.
Yes.
Each company can plant 25,000 trees. So that may not be a problem actually.
Your
But the
bank
reporting
account
part
is same.
also it can be handled.
Your bank account will be same na, for the project.
Yeah, the,
So that
the fund will be the
foundation
same.
So all the funds will come to a single bank account of the project. So
Yes.
that itself is not a very good stewardship with the
All right.
foundation things. Yes.
So as it is, TRF doesn't encourage such a partition of CSR fund from 2 different companies for one project, right? That is actually the prevailing trend. Am I right?
Yes, so it is for directed gift also. We do not combine 2 different corporate or 2 different entities in the same project. Cash contribution is okay, but not as a major donor for initiating the project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as on date, it is not a viable proposition. Right. Fine.
can be one company and other companies can give cash contribution to that company and they can do that project.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be done. That can be done.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, anyone else? I think
I think how the endowment fund works, I mean, in your district, it is quite known by the clubs. You can talk to some of the potential clubs, like the endowment fund comes and in after 2 years, the earnings are decided by foundation and it keeps coming to the district every year. And the actual gift is not utilized, but the earnings will come lifetime. So clubs will always have an opportunity to do some projects in the community. So if you want, you can have some session with some potential clubs who can do endowment funds.
Madam, Mr. Saurabh, you have shown that the Kanyakumari district CSR fund companies, right?
Yes.
You have shown the list.
Yes.
Can you put back the slide again back? With
Yes, I
Bell,
will share.
Fidelity
I'll share.
Investment, ADP, Caterpillar, Corn.
Yes.
I'll just share.
I
Oh, you can.
I think I can share.
I said just. This one.
Yeah, this one.
Each year.
So you mean to say that the budget is there available now, or it is for the past years or for the future years, or how is it? It is.
No, sir, this is the general budget which I have shown.
Oh,
So
it
this
is the
is the-
general. All right.
Yeah, this is the general
So
budget.
what I want to understand is, say Bell is having 63 crores. Is it for a time period or
This will be for 1 year, sir, one financial year.
one financial year?
Yes.
Is it for 21-22 or
This is for
last
20.
year or this year or anything like
No, no,
that?
this was last year,
This
2021.
was last year.
Yes.
So we can take it for granted that they have a similar sum for the future years also.
Yes, yeah, you get some idea about their budget.
All right.
So ideally, it won't decrease, but even if it decreases, that would be marginal difference. So might be
Marginal
58.
differences. No, at least it gives a guideline.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
Yeah,
let's say
right.
if I am going to Fidelity investment in a project of 10 crore, while we
Yeah.
know that their complete budget itself is 5.3 C.
All
Right.
right.
Yeah. So we accordingly we have to the budgeting part of the project and the
Well, right, fine. So it gives us a understanding of how the company is going to
absolutely, sir.
invest. Yeah, right. Thank you.
Yes, is there anyone else to ask? Madam Shantala is ever ready to give lot of information.
Yeah. She can answer any question.
Actually,
Informative address,
So,
and we are ready
I
to.
want to make some comments, madam. It's a very nice initiative by RSRPC office. This initiative was not done so far, I think. When I was governor, this was not done. I hope especially will
we are
also be doing.
improving over time.
Yeah. And you have given some useful tips to our governor, and we will definitely work with her to achieve all those things. And unfortunately, this year only 20% of the clubs contributed, and the immediate past district governor contributed on directed gifts. What I feel is the directed gift is not good for annual fund. Everybody wants to put the money in the directed gift. So the annual fund is getting down and down, and we are not getting enough money. Our
No, the
annual
district.
fund last year is very, very low.
So the
Last
district
year
will be the
it-
sufferer after 3 years.
Yes. This year we have got more directed gift because of the DDF. We have got 3 years before. That is in 17-18. Nearly we had
400, close to 400,000.
92.
No, the other fund is 497.
Yeah. Very close to 400.
This year the other fund
Totally it
comes
is.
to 4,97,000.
Yeah, directed gift this year.
Direct gift, all inclusive.
Restricted,
So,
all inclusive.
Yeah.
So actually here we need to understand your annual fund donor and directive gift donor will be totally separate. Because annual fund, you will rarely get donors who give annual fund of $40,000, $50,000. One who gives $50,000, we like to see a project happening right away. And
Oh.
annual fund, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, that is possible in annual fund. So you can look for very big corporate who want to do a project. So that will be directed gift and also enhance the contribution. So $1 million district only with annual fund may not be possible. There has to be endowment fund, there has to be polio, there has to be global grant. So it has to be a mix of all that.
Yes. No, last year we didn't concentrate on a smaller fund contribution like $50 or $100
Yes, that
or
is a
even
good thing.
$25.
That
That
is
will
a
be
good
very useful to improve the annual fund contribution.
Yes.
This year, I hope we will concentrate on those $50 per individual. I usually tell in all my meetings that if everybody contributes 20 rupees per day, it will come to $100 per individual. So we are having at present 5,000 members. So we will definitely get 5 lakhs US dollars.
Exactly. You can have 500,000 only by focusing annual fund and polio. Polio is best to give out to the small contributions to schools and colleges and all that. And you have some certificates for them, interact clubs, highest giving to polio, just to motivate them. So these 500,000 is done from that side. Other 500,000 you can think of doing it through major camps.
As you said, 2 years back, I went to one school for the installation function of Interact. There I told them, if they contribute $10, I will contribute another $10 to the polio fund.
Okay.
What happened, they have contributed 36,000 rupees and I have to match it with 36,000 at that time. And some others contributed and we have donated some $1,500 for polio and that year, that particular year. So we can utilize Interact and Rotaract effectively. So I think we can mobilize around $1 lakh US through Interact and Rotaract.
Yes, very much doable.
Thank you anyhow. It's a very encouraging and motivating meeting, and we have to spread this news to the entire district. All the members should know all these things. We will definitely do, Sandra madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ma'am, one more question, ma'am. Who will get the recognition for CSR funds, ma'am?
And if it is a self-owned, single proprietor organization, the owner will get the recognition. You have to give in a letterhead that the recognition be given to the MD or whoever he is. So in that letterhead, if it comes, we will process the recognition.
If it is for any club members?
Club member, yes, please.
If my club is doing the CSR with the CSR fund of my own company, for another company, who will get that recognition? They are not an Rotarian or something like that.
That is okay, but that CSR fund is coming to Rotary Foundation, right?
Foundation, yeah.
So that company's owner, if you are the owner, if your company, you will get the recognition for that entire amount of CSR funds.
Okay. Or if any other company is paying that CSR, I can get that recognition.
No, that company's owner. That company's owner will get.
Oh, that company's owner alone can get it.
Yes. If it's a self-owned single proprietor, then no issue. They just have to give in the letterhead of the company and send us a request.
Okay. Even for direct funds also, it's not applicable.
Direct funds which are coming to Rotary Foundation, direct person is paying by cash or something, cash contribution or something. That recognition goes to that person alone. Yes.
Sir, the answer is very simple. Whoever pays, only if he is a Rotarian, he will get the benefit into the club. If they are not a Rotarian, you will not get. But a simple thing can be done. Whoever donates a CSR, you make him as a member. Immediately
honorary
member of your club.
Okay.
You can make him as a member. And the company director and the company director on the member
and you can write to us that give credit to so and so club, so we will arrange that.
Okay.
In our district, we have done only one CSR project, that is Kadam Latex Company from Kanyakumari. In 2017-18, when I was governor, it was done. Fortunately, the owner is Rotarian from Nagargoil Club, so he get the recognition, major donor level 2 recognition immediately. And but he has to sign. Signing authority must be the Rotarian. The owner must be a Rotarian.
Sign the MOU. Sign the MOU. So the company can belong to a non-Rotarian.
Non-Rotarian, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any more question? So we had a very useful and very interactive session. Any more to contribute? If you ask doubts, it will be very well clarified, and all of us will get a lot of information. Anybody else to ask for anything? Is that all? Madam Shantala, anything more to contribute? Anything more to?
I think I'm done, but in future, if you want any clarification, then you can write to us. You can ask us to join in a meeting, phone call, anything is possible.
Ma'am, your email ID, ma'am.
I'll just put my email address in my chat box. Sir.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Sarah, put mine also.
Sure.
So all these people's email IDs are there in their website itself.
Yes, also there.
Our RI South Asia office website shows everything.
Okay.
I have put in the chat box as well, sir.
Not only these people, you can take the entire foundation support people.
Yes, actually.
But Shagundala madam will be always there on even on a phone call, she will be very much pleased to clarify anything.
always, yes.
Yeah. That Rotaract contribution to polio was a very effective one during my year, madam. So that actually my year was the highest so far from 3212. The highest contribution to polio was still that year, 1920. Okay. And Dr. Chinadhar Abdullah was referring a school that was in that year, and he matched 1 rupee for 1 rupee.
Okay.
Yes, he was the chief guest for a particular occasion. And in that Rotaract meeting, he professed that, okay, you collect 1,000 rupees, I will give 1,000 rupees. Okay. And they collected more than 37,000 rupees, I believe. And that year, 75,000 rupees was the collection from Rotaract or Interact to the polio fund. And that incidentally was the highest payment from our district still.
Great.
$80,000 to polio fund, which stands as the highest so far.
Fantastic.
That is the 3212's highest contribution. But this year we will plan to increase polio fund collection from interactors and rotaractors in a larger way, because Jacinta madam is very much interested in interacting with interactors and rotaractors. She has been an interactor and a rotaractor for a long time.
Wow.
She started her career in Rotary as an interactor. So she is she's a retired postgraduate teacher from a well-known school in Nagarkoil, and she has got very great access to the entire Kanyakumari district schools. So that's a plan. That plan of reaching in. See, any interactor can contribute 5 rupees or 10 rupees.
Yes.
But that will go a very long way. So when lakh of students contribute 10 rupees, it will be a huge sum.
Please look into it.
Long back, in District 3000, there was one PDG, Valliyappan. He's no more now.
He was a good friend of mine,
he was the first person to collect that money in, and he only mooted to the idea.
He was a fantastic Rotarian.
Yeah, he was my good friend actually. His father is our Rotarian.
Acha. Okay.
Yeah, his father is our Rotarian from Rotary Club of Karaikudi. He was, and he is also no more.
Okay, very sad. Yes, he was a good friend. Yeah.
So he was, that was in 2011. If I remember right, it was 2011.
Yes.
2011, he was the governor, 2011-12. When Kalyan Banerjee was the RSH dad.
Jacinta ma'am, if you want, I can print tokens for you and give for the schools.
Wow. Great.
5 rupee tokens and 10 rupee tokens I can get you. I'll send you a sample of the token so that we can sell it all over the district. We can send to all Interact Rotaracts people, and we can sell it, and we can contribute to the polio also.
Wow, it's already started. Wow, great.
Okay, ma'am. I'll do that. I'll send that copy for you, the token, and you can correct it and send me. I can print it out and give you how much tokens you want also, so that we can send it to the members and sell it out and collect a huge fund for the Polio Plus, ma'am.
Good. Great.
You can think of some polio flag or something like that.
Okay,
Like,
sir.
yeah, so that the Rotary emblem out of polio flags or something like that. Like
Okay.
that Kodinal.
Kodinal. NCC is giving a flag day.
So we can think of, say, on a polio day in October,
Okay.
Okay.
we can have a chain of functions in all over the district, spanning
Okay.
all
Before that,
schools.
we'll get it ready, sir.
Yeah, so October 18, October 23, the World Polio Day is there.
24.
Okay. We'll do that, sir. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Then
So, Governor, if there are no more questions, you can.
we can go for thanks. No,
Yeah.
now District General Secretary will be thanking the gathering, also the persons from Reserve.
Thank you, Governor. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Very much.
Okay, thank you. So, my dear friends, till now, two officials from our Rotary India South Asia office have spared their valuable time and spent a very good time and interacted with us in a highly effective manner. I can say it is highly effective because the participants are our past district governors and senior Rotarians, because they had so much of doubt and they had raised so many clarifications also. So your interaction has been very, very useful, and it is really worth the time we have spent with you.
So happy.
We thank you very much, my dear Shakuntala Madam and Mr. Saurav Singh, for spending your time with us and clarifying all our doubts. And I think we will have more such sessions, and we will be troubling you in future also.
Please do.
Okay, so regarding these things, because we are all very much interested in this Rotary Foundation and grants also. So we will definitely contact you often. So hope that you will guide us and you will be helping us much. Thank you. Once again, I thank you very much. I also thank our senior past district governors, Dr. Shinathare Abdullah, and our past district governor, Dr. Sheikh Salim. He will be the advisor to Rotary Foundation and grants this year. So I thank you very much, sir, for your active participation. I also thank our senior Rotarian, Rotarian Armo Selvan. He is also the chairman for grants, subcommittee chairman for grants. And I thank, and then finally, I thank our assistant governors who have participated in this interactive session, Rajagopalan, Rajesh Kannan, and Angel Baptist, Ganeshan, and all others, and I think only anybody else. So, and I thank our Chief Surgeon at Arms, Dr. Gladys Buckmo also, because she has also helped us in organizing this Zoom meeting. So thank you, Dr. Gladys. Finally, I thank our beloved district governor, who has taken all interest and pains in organizing, because last week itself, she directed me to inform all others, and those who are interested, real interested, will be attending this function. So we have to be there. And she has also informed that you are all ready to come again. Whenever we call, you are ready to interact with us. That's also she has informed. I thank our DG Jacinta Dharma also. Once again, I thank all those present here, and special thanks to the top personalities from our RI South Asia office. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. See you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
the meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Thank you.